collapsed at home. Heart attack. They'd rushed her to St. Catherine's Medical Center. My sister Lauren's voice was tight with panic and accusation. Where are you? Mom's asking for you. I'm in Seattle. I'll catch the first flight out. Of course you're traveling. You're always traveling. Too busy for family as usual. I bit back my response. I'll be there in 6 hours. Tell Mom I love her. Lauren had already hung up. The red eye from Seattle to Boston was turbulent. I spent it staring out the window, answering emails from my assistant about rescheduled meetings, and trying not to think about the last time I'd seen Mom. 3 months ago. Maybe 4. Lauren was right about one thing. I was always traveling. Building a tech company from the ground up meant constant movement. Investor meetings in San Francisco, client presentations in New York, conferences in London. My calendar looked like someone had thrown darts at a world map. But too busy for family wasn't fair. It was more complicated than that. I arrived at St. Catherine's at 9 a.m., still in my wrinkled travel clothes. The cardiac wing was on the 4th floor, bright, modern, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the harbor. Nothing like the dingy hospital I remembered visiting as a kid. Lauren was in the waiting room with our brother David. They looked exhausted. Finally, Lauren said, "Nice of you to show up. How is she?" "Stable. They did an emergency angioplasty at 4 a.m. She's sleeping now." David rubbed his face. "It was bad, Anna. Really bad. Can I see her?" "Visiting hours start at 10, a nurse said, passing by. "Family only, 2 at a time." "I'm family," I said. Lauren snorted. "Are you?" "Hard to tell since you're never around." "Lauren, not now." "When then? When is it convenient for you to be part of this family? Mom's been asking about you for months. Wondering why you don't call. Why you don't visit." "I call every week. 5-minute phone calls between meetings don't count, Anna." The nurse was watching our exchange with obvious discomfort. "I'll let you know when you can go in," she said, retreating quickly. David stood. "I'm getting coffee. You two need to cool down." After he left, Lauren and I sat in hostile silence. She was right and I hated that she was right. My calls home had gotten shorter, less frequent. Always rushing, always distracted, always just wrapping up a meeting, or about to jump on a call. Building data flow solutions had consumed my life. What started as a data analytics startup in my apartment 6 years ago had exploded into a company worth hundreds of millions. We had 300 employees. Major Fortune 500 clients. Offices in 5 cities. And somewhere along the way I'd stopped being Ana Rodriguez's daughter and sister and become Ana Rodriguez, CEO. The person who was always too busy. Always traveling. Always working. "She's proud of you, you know," Lauren said quietly. "Mom, he brags about you to everyone." "My daughter the CEO. My daughter who built a company. But she misses you." "She won't say it, but she does." Guilt twisted in my stomach. "I miss her too." "Then act like it." 10 a.m. we went in. Mom looked small in the hospital bed, hooked up to monitors and 4 in her arm. But she was awake and when she saw me her face lit up. "Anna. You came." I took her hand carefully, mindful of the 4. "Of course I came, Mama. How are you feeling?" "Tired. Sore. But better than at 4 this morning." He squeezed my hand. "You didn't have to fly all the way from, where were you?" "Seattle. And yes, I did have to come." Lauren stood on Mom's other side. She was probably in an important meeting when I called. Surprised she could tear herself away. "Lauren," Mom said weakly. "Please." "It's fine," I said, though it wasn't. "Lauren's right. I should have visited more." A knock on the door interrupted us. A nurse entered, followed by a woman in a white coat. "Mrs. Rodriguez, I'm Dr. Chin, the cardiologist. I wanted to check on you and explain the procedure we did last night." Dr. Chin was thorough and kind, walking Mom through what had happened, what they'd done, and what came next. Medications. Lifestyle changes. Cardiac rehabilitation. "The good news is you're in excellent hands," Dr. Chin said. "This cardiac wing is state-of-the-art. Best equipment, best staff. You're going to recover well here." After she left, another nurse came in to check vitals. She was young, chatty. "You're so lucky to be in this wing," she told Mom. "It only opened 2 years ago. Before that, cardiac patients were in the old building. Total nightmare. But then some anonymous donor gave $15 million to build this whole center. Brand new everything. It's like a five-star hotel compared to the old place. 15 million, Lauren breathed. That's incredible. Right? Whoever did it saved lives. This equipment catches things the old stuff would have missed. The nurse adjusted Mom's fore. You picked a good time to have a heart attack if there is such a thing. After she left, Lauren shook her head. Can you imagine having that kind of money? Just dropping 15 million on a hospital wing. I said nothing, staring at Mom's monitors. David came back with coffee. We took turns sitting with Mom through the morning. He tired easily, drifting in and out of sleep. During one of her naps, Lauren cornered me in the hallway. You need to stay longer this time. Not just fly in and out in 24 hours. I'm staying as long as she needs me. What about your company? Your important meetings? They'll survive without me for a few days. Will they? Because it seems like data flow solutions can't function unless you're physically present at all times. That's not fair. None of this is fair, Anna. Mom almost died. And you weren't here. Her words hit like a slap. You think I don't know that? You think I don't feel guilty? I think you feel guilty for 5 minutes, then get back on a plane and forget about us until the next crisis. Before I could respond, the elevator doors opened. Dr. Patel, the hospital director, stepped out with two people I recognized from the hospital board. I'd met them during the donation process 2 years ago. My stomach dropped. Dr. Patel saw me and smiled. Ms. Rodriguez. I heard you were here. What a coincidence. I was just coming to check on your mother. Lauren looked confused. You know Anna? Yo her. Dr. Patel's smile widened. Ms. Rodriguez is one of our most generous benefactors. We're honored to have her here. The hallway seemed to tilt. I'm sorry. Lauren's voice was sharp. Dr. Patel looked between us, sensing tension but misreading it. I was just telling the board yesterday that we should reach out to Ms. Rodriguez about our pediatric wing expansion. After her incredible $15 million donation that built this cardiac center, we're hoping... Wait. Lauren's face had gone pale. What did you just say? Dr. Patel finally caught on that something was wrong. The cardiac wing. Ms. Rodriguez's donation 2 years ago. It funded this entire floor. The equipment, the renovation, everything. Lauren stared at me. You built this wing? I couldn't meet her eyes. It was anonymous. It was supposed to stay anonymous. We've honored that publicly, Dr. Patel said quickly. But internally, of course, we know. And we're deeply grateful. Your mother is receiving care in a facility that exists because of your generosity, Ms. Rodriguez. That's something to be proud of. David had emerged from Mom's room. Anna paid for this? Every bit of it, Dr. Patel confirmed. When we were facing closure of our cardiac program due to funding, Ms. Rodriguez stepped in. She didn't just save the program, she transformed it. This is now one of the best cardiac facilities in the state. Lauren looked like she'd been punched. $15 million. Actually, it was closer to 18 million by the time we included the equipment upgrades, Dr. Patel said. But who's counting? The impact is what matters. Mom's voice came from inside the room. What's going on out there? We filed back in. Mom took one look at our faces and frowned. What happened? Dr. Patel followed us in, oblivious to the family drama he'd unleashed. Mrs. Rodriguez, I was just telling your family that you're in excellent hands. Your daughter Anna's donation built this cardiac center. Without her generosity, this facility wouldn't exist. Mom's eyes went wide. Anna, you built this wing. I made a donation, yes. $15 million? Mom's voice was faint. 18 actually, David said, sounding dazed. Dr. Patel beamed. We're hoping Ms. Rodriguez will consider supporting our pediatric expansion as well. But that's a conversation for another time. For now, Mrs. Rodriguez, please focus on resting and recovering. You're in the best possible place. After he left, the silence in the room was deafening. Anna, Mom finally said. Why didn't you tell me? It was supposed to be anonymous. But $18 million. How do you even... Where did that money come from? Data Flow Solutions went public 2 years ago. The IPO was successful. Very successful. I wanted to do something meaningful with the money and I knew this hospital needed help. So I made the donation. Lauren was shaking her head. You had $18 million to give away, and you couldn't take a weekend to visit your mother? That's not fair. Isn't it? You had enough money to build a hospital wing, but not enough time to be part of this family. I was trying to help people. What about helping your own family? What about being present for the people who actually know you? Mom raised a hand weakly. Girls, please. Not here. But Lauren was on a roll. You know what the worst part is? You probably felt really good about yourself. Writing that big check, saving the hospital, being the hero. Meanwhile, Mom was at home wondering why her daughter never called. I was here helping her with her medications, taking her to doctor's appointments, being actual family. But sure, your $18 million is definitely more important than showing up. Lauren, that's enough, David said. No, it's not enough. Anna gets to swoop in whenever it's convenient, write checks to assuage her guilt and then disappear again. That's not family. That's just transaction. The words landed hard because they were partially true. You're right, I said quietly. Lauren blinked. What? You're right. The donation doesn't make up for not being here. It doesn't replace phone calls or visits or actually being part of your lives. I thought if I was successful enough, if I built something meaningful enough, that would be enough. But it's not. Mom was crying now, tears sliding down her cheeks. Anna, I'm proud of what you've built. I'm proud of your success. But I miss my daughter. I miss you too, Mama. Then why do you stay away? The question hung in the air. Why did I stay away? The answer was complicated. Partly work, yes. But also partly because coming home meant confronting the gap between who I'd become and who they remembered. Meant facing questions I couldn't answer and expectations I couldn't meet. It was easier to be Ana Rodriguez, CEO, than Ana Rodriguez, daughter who never visited. I don't have a good reason, I admitted. I got caught up in building the company, in proving I could succeed. And somewhere along the way, I forgot that success doesn't mean anything if you don't have people to share it with. Lauren's anger had deflated into something sadder. We don't need your money, Anna. We need you. I know. Do you? Because this, she gestured around the room. This is amazing. This donation probably saved Mom's life. But what saves a life doesn't matter if you're not around to live it with them. He was right. God, she was so right. I pulled a chair closer to Mom's bed. I'm staying. For as long as you need me. And after you're better, I'm going to do better. No more 5-minute phone calls. No more months between visits. I'll figure out how to balance work and family, but family comes first. You don't have to promise, Mom started. Yes, I do. Because Lauren's right. I've been so focused on building something meaningful that I forgot the most meaningful things were right here. Over the next week, I stayed at the hospital every day. I moved meetings to video calls, delegated what I could and canceled what couldn't be moved. My assistant nearly had a heart attack, but she adapted. David and I took shifts so Lauren could go home and sleep. We played cards with Mom, watched terrible TV and talked, really talked, for the first time in years. The cardiac center staff treated me differently once they knew who I was. Dr. Chin thanked me personally. Nurses told me stories about patients who'd survived because of the equipment I'd funded. You saved my husband's life, one woman told me in the cafeteria. He had a heart attack last year. The old facility wouldn't have caught it in time. But the new equipment did. So thank you. Thank you for giving me more time with him. I cried in the bathroom after that conversation. Mom recovered steadily. The doctors were optimistic about her prognosis with proper medication and lifestyle changes. By day 5, she was sitting up, complaining about hospital food and demanding her own clothes instead of the hospital gown. Much better, Lauren said. The complaining means she's healing. On day 7, Mom was cleared to go home. We packed up her things, scheduled follow-up appointments and arranged for home care. In the car on the way to Mom's house, she took my hand. I'm proud of what you built, Mija. The company, the donation, all of it. But I'm most proud that you stayed this week. That meant more than any amount of money. I should have stayed before it took a crisis. Maybe. But you're here now. That's what matters. At Mom's house, we got her settled. Lauren had already stocked the fridge with heart-healthy meals. David had set up a medication schedule. I'd hired a home health aide to check on her daily. This is too much fuss, Mom protested. Get used to it, Lauren said. We're not taking chances. That evening, after Mom went to bed, the 3 of us sat in the kitchen drinking tea. I've been thinking, I said, about moving back. Lauren set down her mug. What? Not immediately. But Dataflow has an office in Boston. I could relocate there, work remotely more often. Be closer. Be present. You'd leave Seattle? The company is stable enough that I don't need to be in headquarters constantly. And honestly, what's the point of building something successful if I can't use that success to be near the people I love? David smiled. Mom would love that. What about you two? Would you be okay with me being around more? Lauren was quiet for a moment. Then, yeah, I would. As long as you actually show up this time. I will. I promise. Your promises haven't been great historically. I know. So I'm not just promising. I'm taking action. I'm putting it in my calendar, delegating more at work, and making this a priority. Because you were right. Success doesn't mean anything without family. We sat in comfortable silence, drinking tea, the weight of the week settling over us. The next morning, I caught an early flight back to Seattle. But before I left, I stopped by the hospital. Dr. Patel met me in his office. Ms. Rodriguez, what can I do for you? The pediatric wing expansion you mentioned. Send me the proposal. I want to review it. His eyes lit up. Really? That would be incredible. On one condition. It stays anonymous again. No press releases, no naming rights, no publicity. Of course. Whatever you prefer. And one more thing. I want to set up a fund for families who can't afford care. Something that covers the gaps insurance doesn't. Can we make that happen? Absolutely. That would be transformative. I shook his hand. Send me the details. I'll be in touch. On the plane home, I drafted an email to my leadership team. Subject: restructuring my role. I was delegating more, working remotely more, and coming to Boston at least twice a month. The company would adapt. They'd have to. That night, Mom called. You home safe? Yes. How are you? Tired but good. Thank you for staying. Thank you for having me. Come back soon. Don't make me have another heart attack to see you. I laughed. 2 weeks. It's on my calendar. Good. I love you, Mija. Love you too, Mama. After we hung up, I glanced at my schedule. Meetings, calls, presentations. But now, circled in red. Boston. Family. Non-negotiable.